everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the special Midnight's Edge After Dark in the afternoon. It's dark somewhere in the world.
In Europe.
Sure. Yeah. Unless this flat Earth thing takes hold, so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm, of course, your narrator, Mr. Rob, Robot, Shlomo. Coming to you from Shabby Road Studios. With me, as always, Mr. Tom Connors.
Yes, those are the shabbiest studios on Shabby Road, I've heard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Paint peeling, it's all leaky pipes. Oh, yeah.
It adds to the acoustics.
It's the ambiance, yeah. And with us, as always, is the lovely, ebullient, vivacious, the internet sex goddess herself, your favorite YouTube partner, Miss Mecha Random.
Yay! It's getting longer every day. I'm okay with that, though. Hello.
It's for building your brand.
It works. See, the longer the intro is, the more time you guys talk about me. Like, I'm okay with that.
It's all about you, isn't it?
It is. It has to be, right?
Oh, you're the only lady here, so I mean, it's okay enough for that. So not that we don't give you special treatment, but you're the only lady here, so we have to. We have
ladies in the chat.
Well, yeah, but for on the panel right now, you're the only lady. So for otherwise,
I'm the diversity hire. No,
we're gonna get times up.
I'm the token whammon. Oh no.
Well, Mary was going to come by too because she loves Cobra Kai, but it's Sunday and she's busy with her family. So you're not that token.
Two guys. Natasha says 2 guys, a girl, and a stream. Like that's that sounds.
That's the kind of stuff you have to pay for on Pornhub.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a certain fetish porn.
Throw some quicksand in, we're all set. All right. Okay, I finally moved my horse-sized ass and started watching Cobra Kai season 2. And I'm sorry I haven't done this earlier. Yeah. Okay. Season 2. Guys,
holy crap! It's good. Oh my god, it's so good.
We're gonna start with episode 2 and then move on to episode 3. Episode 2 is called Back in Black.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
They even start the episode with the song.
Yeah. Who owns the rights to AC/DC's material? Warner Atlantic?
I think Atlantic. Weren't they on Atlantic?
Either Atlantic or MTA. I can't remember which. Yeah.
Well, Atlantic used to be part of Warner Brothers. I know that.
Yeah, I think they're on Atlantic because they have the red labels on the CDs still. Or at least...
Is it Atlantic or is it Atco or whatever that one?
Oh, it might be Atco too.
Atco, yeah. Publishing.
Well, and it all depends on who owns them, because originally from Australia, right? So then whoever was their company in Australia, whoever they had a deal with in the U.S. Because, isn't it EMI has a deal with Capitol and shit?
Atco probably got absorbed by someone else.
Right. Well, because the Beatles stuff, that was always released by Capitol over here until Apple came along. I know.
Yeah, and then it was like a co thing between. It was really still like Capitol EMI, even though it was Apple. They released it through.
Right, but still, I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
we're already off topic.
Of course.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I think it's owned by somebody called Albert Music Albert Productions from what I see. All right. Well, anyway, that's another topic for another day. Okay, so episode 2, really good, off to a great start. Episode 1 was off to give us a great reintroduction. Episode 2, I love the whole thing about. All right, I love the whole thing. I love this whole balance, showing the juxtaposition of the 2 different dojos and 2 different styles. It really is.
It's like a synergy, right?
Yeah, it makes for a very compelling storytelling.
Right. Well, the short synopsis of this episode is Daniel finally gets Miyagi-Do reopened. Robbie and Samantha are still trying to learn the whole fighting at the same time, back-to-back thing. Daniel and Amanda meet their quota because Daniel's at the she comes in and says you're neglecting the auto dealership, and they have to sell 10 cars to meet their quota because they're losing their staff to the competition because Daniel hasn't been around. So
Is that yet? I don't know if that's yet.
Yeah, this is in Back in Black. I'm reading
Oh, okay.
right here. Yes, this time I made sure I'm not going ahead of myself.
Well, I'm skimming through the episode just to get a refresher.
If anybody's questioning how's YouTube is paying for it, just take a look at the amount of Mercedes product placement in this episode. Dear God.
Well, yeah, and I ain't gonna complain because they're doing it. I don't give a shit about the product placement. It's not calling attention to itself like it would.
No.
But so then they meet their quota by the end of the day instead of the end of the month, so Daniel can get his butt back to the dojo. While all that's going on, Johnny lays down the law with his students about goofing off, because guess who has joined the dojo, Rob?
Sensei.
Sensei.
John
Kreese.
Sensei Kreese. I get so excited every time they show some oh, hey, remember this. It's not like a stupid remember this, member berry name drop. He is there for a reason. Everything is there for
with the students. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
God, give me a break. What the fuck are we dealing with here?
Well, and I love that they do kind of write him as how he would be in this day and age dealing with, the kind of PC movement and stuff too. He's he's still him. He's still of the time. They didn't sanitize him. They didn't sanitize Johnny.
We get a little bit of a different look at Kreese this time, but you're right. He has not changed much, and he's one of those what you see is what you get kind of guys, it seems like. Yeah.
He's kind of softened around the edges with age, but he's still the same guy.
But is that really the truth, or is that just because he's got plans? And that's kind of where we are. What's going on here with him? Is he playing Johnny, or is he really trying to change, kind of thing? Because we got that little smirk at the end of the last episode, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think he's playing Johnny. Like I said, I've only seen up through episode 4.
Yeah, Rob's only seen up through episode 2 and 3, which is what we're talking about now. Random has seen everything but the end of the last episode, and I've seen it all. So full disclosure for anybody out there wondering. But we're only going to talk about episode 2 and 3 today. So if you haven't seen beyond those, then you're okay. You're not going to spoil anything beyond that. So, all right. So, what did you guys think of this episode overall? Then, as far as what happened in it, the execution. Did you guys like the whole deal with this is where I jumped ahead of myself last episode. Did you like Daniel's little solution to teaching the kids how to do the that circular fighting style with the balance?
Yeah, well, you kind of you kind of knew it was coming, but it was actually great to see it paid off, though. And that's the thing I love about this. It pays off everything. They know how to pay off they pay off a setup. Pay off a setup?
Yeah. So yeah, they don't just put something in for no reason. It's there and it's going to be there for a reason. Even if it's predictable, even if you can kind of tell, like even in the first episode where he's like, oh, this is not just there for plants, right? You can kind of tell this little circular thing in the pond that they have to train on. You can kind of know where they're going with something, but it's the journey. It's the characters along the way. They don't subvert your expectations for no reason out of the blue just to do it, Everything is there for a reason, and I really, really love that.
Yeah, they're good at subverting your expectations, though, even though sometimes it does kind of telegraph where it's going. It's very funky like that, especially as you get down the road through the show, because you're like, oh, I can tell where it's going to go, and they're like, oh, okay, maybe not. It's like it takes another left turn here or right turn there that you don't expect. And yeah, this episode was probably one of the more straightforward because it really is kind of setting up what's going to happen this episode. What did you guys think of Johnny's idea with the cement truck?
I thought that was a great thing because they could learn like the teamwork, they could learn the trust, they can learn drive. It's a great metaphor. I really liked that. I like how they're trying to give him lip, and they're still learning. They're like, no, we don't want to go in there, we don't want to do it. But then it's like then Kreese comes in and is like, listen to this guy. he brought you to the championship. He knows his shit. He's my student. He kind of goes to bat for him where, he's one of those characters where you would think that he might come in and take over, or he might come in and like, okay, he's just gonna go back to his old ways and be, the teacher. But no, he's actually genuinely legit trying to pass the torch and give Johnny the respect of the students instead of undermining him, which is good. I mean, to a point in this episode, anyway. We're not going to get too far into this.
Yeah, he's doing a very good job of gaining Johnny's trust and convincing him that he's changed. And I like the part he's like, oh yeah, you're going to build up their muscles and you're going to make them ache a little bit, but this ain't going to teach them shit. And then all of a sudden the big truck comes in.
Yep.
The one kid's like, I don't know about this, sir. Would have left the fumes alone, And the guy who gave him the truck's like, this is John, you man. If anything happens, it's your responsibility, man. You didn't tell me shit about no kids,
You're gonna call me a weirdo, but I kind of actually like working with cement, so I probably would have jumped into that right away. The only thing though, if I have to use a mask when I mix it. It's because if I start inhaling the dust, it'll give me a headache and gets into my sinuses.
Well, and they've found more so in the last few years that we shouldn't be breathing in cement fumes. But anyway,
But anyway, like I said though, again though, we have the juxtaposition. We have the balance between Daniel, Robbie, and Samantha on the water. Water, very pure, very clean. Cement, mud, very dirty.
Even though his daughter makes the crack about when was the last time you cleaned the koi pond out of it.
Yeah. Well, you can kind of see the different or the different training styles too in how they train them, because they're doing balance techniques and these guys are doing strength and endurance. It's very much such a good blend of the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. I love how both of these dojos are so wildly, vastly different, but they kind of. Oh, well, I'm gonna get really into my theories and stuff too much, but I love all that.
Spoil anything too much, but yeah, actually I kind of noticed a bit of a difference here. Here's Johnny almost doing what Miyagi-Do does, if you think about it. And I think that's kind of what Kreese was just like, okay, I'll see how this plays out, because normally, they're pretty straightforward, blah, 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 outside of, a few things that we find out, I think later on in the season that they do outside of the dojo. This is probably one of the few times Cobra Kai has been out the dojo. And this is the kind of thing that Miyagi he wouldn't do it like with the cement truck and shit, but the whole, work together, find a way to make this work. And at the same time, you're building up your muscles and all that kind of stuff. It is more of a Miyagi-Do teaching in a way. I kind of took it, at least. I don't know how you guys saw that, but.
Well, it is.
Yeah,
it isn't it? It is and it isn't, though. But I mean, like I said,
right. Because it's a cement truck.
It's a sort of a corruption of that teaching. Like I said,
that's a good point.
Well, it's still his own style. It's still his own way. Yeah. And that's what I love. That is so much his style. That is such a Johnny Lawrence thing to do too.
Yeah, it's a Miyagi style it's Miyagi style, but not quite. I mean, like you say, he doesn't quite get the whole. He doesn't quite get.
He's getting there, but yeah, you're right.
He's getting there, but he's not quite there. Like, oh, but this is, like is someone like a kid when they color outside the lines. Like, yeah, okay, that's cool, but hey,
because this will really come up in the next episode here.
Yeah. So Johnny's sort of coloring outside the lines. Like he's almost there, but not. He's got a ways to go still.
And Kreese is kind of kicking back and just kind of taking it all in, helping where he can. And again, he's either trying to prove to Johnny that he's changed, or he's trying to get in Johnny's good graces. And we'll get into that more as the season goes down the road, of course. But this episode, to me, of course, it sets up just about everything we need to know. We know that Daniel's daughter's now committed to the program. We see Johnny's interacting a little differently with the students with some new kind of teaching. Him and Kreese have had it out, and now they're kind of bonding again. Daniel's trying to balance his life both with karate and with everything else. So there's a lot being set up in this episode that's going to play out through the rest of the season here. And we're going to move into episode 3 here real soon. But any other things that stick out for you guys in this episode, particularly, Mecca?
Well, this is also the episode where we find that Robbie is home, pretty much going to be homeless. Like his mom just up and left him, and Daniel and his wife take him in, of course.
Oh, that's right. That's so too. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I really like that about this too, because like of course they're gonna take the kid in. Of course they have the money to do it. They have the space. They're that type of people. Of course they're gonna take him in, because they gave him a job last season. So I liked that. What else stood out in this episode? I'm gonna skim through it here.
Yeah, because like I said, this episode does set up a lot of stuff for the rest of the season. Just about everything that you need, except for maybe one or two characters and a few things that come in. But there's a lot in this episode that really kind of sets up where we're going to go.
Oh, and then there's like this screenshot you've got here where they're you've got Sensei Kreese
Daniel realizes that Kreese is back. Yeah.
Well, Daniel finally realizes, oh yeah, he's back, because he runs into them because he's gonna go and talk to Johnny, say, hey, I've got your kid, but he finds, oh, you two are together. Shit's going down now, because this is like, old grudges. I love that too. It's like, oh, here's our old grudges just coming right back.
He apparently faked his death twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lost cause. Here's a question. Since Robbie is a minor, shouldn't they have taken him to Johnny legally?
Well, I think that's what Daniel was doing.
That's where, yeah.
So I think that's kind of where he just obviously knew. It was kind of like, yeah, Daniel was probably in the wrong there, but like he said, I got my answer. Mm-hmm. So
that's how Daniel is, though. He's never like 100% a good guy. He makes mistakes. He's not a Mary Sue. He's, he does things.
Oh, definitely not. Even still to this day.
Oh, and that's how he's always been. Like, that's one of the things that works so well about this series, is because Daniel, depending on your perspective, Daniel could have very easily been, here's this new kid coming in, messing up, like stealing my girlfriend and all this stuff. So yeah, that's one of the things that makes Daniel such a good character, is that he's not perfect. His heart's in the right place, but sometimes he'll make a few mistakes. Sometimes he gets, he lets the pettiness get to him, like a lot of people do, right?
Oh yeah, and he does a lot through this season as well. Mm-hmm. And just to go back to what Lost Cause says, and then I'll let Rob tell us what anything that sticks out to him yet. I think also the thing is that since Robbie's mom was his legal guardian, and she was like gone, and they couldn't get a hold of him, technically Daniel probably didn't even have to ask Johnny's permission to take him in, as long as social services didn't have an issue with it.
Well, how old is Robbie, though? Is
he's 17 or 16? Yeah, he's 16 or 17 now. He's not that young. So, I mean,
he's old enough to work.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure if anything, then social services might even turn it around, and having a kid knowing this kind of stuff. They might even have just said, it's not to our level yet. Just get the local cops involved. And then the local cops get involved. And all they'd say is, okay, well, are you okay with staying with the LaRussos? And he'll be like, yeah. And then he'll be like, all right, that's about it. I mean, seriously, that's how that shit works sometimes. I'm not kidding.
But the other thing is, though, the mom just took off to Mexico with some guy.
Mm-hmm. And that's the point. And they said they can't get a hold of her. So I'm sure social services and the cops and everybody were trying to get a hold of his mom. And then Mills brings up another point. He goes, I can't be the only one who wants Hilary Swank to be in season 3. This is also the episode where I believe Daniel says that he has at one point met Hilary Swank's character. And I think that is because he goes, it's been a long time since Miyagi-Do has had 2 students in it at the same time. And as we know, there's only 2 students that Miyagi ever had, and that was Daniel and Julie. So chances are he's met Julie at some point, even though we didn't see it in the movie. And the film and the filmmakers, the showrunners have said that Karate Kid 4 did happen in this continuity. So that's food for thought there. Anyway, Rob, anything else stick out to you in this episode?
No, one of the things, I'm not saying anything else didn't stick out, but it's just, like I said, it's a solid episode. It really is. And this is a solid series. It really is. I mean, everything's paid off. Everything is set up properly, paid off. You see what you want to see. Some things are telegraphed, but at the same time, the way they pay them off is they're doing it in a satisfying way.
All right, Mecca, anything else before we move on to episode 3?
No, I think we covered this. Like, they're short, but they've got a lot of them in there. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Pack a lot into one episode. Episode 3 is one of my personal favorites. Go ahead, Rob.
Episode 2 was 30 minutes. And episode 3 was 23 minutes, I think. So I mean, there's one of the shorter ones, but it didn't feel like it was short. That's the thing.
They're only as long or short as they seem like they need to be. And Ralph Macchio has said in interviews and stuff, since they're not, have to be rigidly 22 minutes, they can do a lot more with the show and not worry about the time constraints and all that kind of stuff. So I don't feel like the show up until just like last season, until we get to that last episode, it feels like, wow, they should really have paced this out for 2 or 3 more episodes, because that last episode, again, just feels like it comes too fast when everything comes down. But the next episode, Fire and Ice, episode 3, is one of my favorites of the season. Daniel pulls out all the stops in an effort to recruit the students to Miyagi-Do. He actually does a commercial online. Johnny sees this and loses his damn mind. And decides to outdo Daniel in every which way possible. And this is one of those, you just got to talk about the episode really to get into the logistics of it. So yeah, Johnny's trying to learn how to use the internet. I love this bit. This whole thing. It's just
But doesn't that remind you of exactly what you did when you first got the internet?
Well, not only that, or your dad trying to use the computer for the first time, or somebody like that, my son told you to get me an apple, and you sold me a piece of crap. It's like, first of all, it's a Dell. Did you try turning it on?
Yeah, that's trying to teach every one of my brothers how to use a computer right there. Yeah, this thing's boring. I'm like, what do you want it to do? I don't know. All right, then the problem's not with the computer; it's with you.
So he finally gets it turned on, and then he's using the pawn shop guy like a tech support guy, trying to get his Wi-Fi set up. And what's the first thing he does do, Rob? And this made me think of you right away for some reason.
Hot babes. The t-shirt contest.
What the internet was made for.
Cats.
My buddy of mine, actually, 1994, when he first got, the guy I told you about, 1994, he was in the Air Force. He got into big trouble. Not in big trouble. Somebody had it in for him. Looking at pictures of Pamela Anderson on the internet back then. So he gets called into duty officer's office. You mean, in the duty officer says, you mean I got planes being shot at over no-fly zone in Iraq? I got troops on the ground in Bosnia being shot at. You're sending me 2 guys looking at titties on a base computer? Son, how old are you? 21, sir. Son, how old are you? 19, sir. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You guys promise never do this again? Yes, sir. All right, now get the hell out of my office. It's like, and then he said, Johnson, my office now. Like the guy who ratted him out. I'm like, don't waste my damn time doing this. Yeah, but that's what you do. That's what you do when you look up things you shouldn't be looking at when you get the internet. Exactly.
He discovers he can look up Iron Eagle and all this stuff, and then he discovers YouTube, and of course that's when he sees Daniel's ad, and it pisses him off, something awful. And then he goes to the students and he makes his own ad, and he's like, I want the Cobra Kai to come in at the end, and I want it to pop, and we'll put one of those hash browns on it like Cobra Kai.
Make it chrome.
And throw it in Thunderstruck. And then the one girl's like, I don't think we can afford the rights to that. I already got it in the car.
That's good. That's like someone who
already got the cassette in my car.
someone who doesn't really know how things work. Really, that's what's great. That's what I love about that. You're like, oh dear God.
Like Brad Noble says, he gives no shits, and that's why we love him. Yeah, to a point. He's lovably ignorant, I guess is the best way to put it. Or I don't know.
The harmless idiot.
Yeah, because he's just all about everything that was cool to him is still in the 80s, and he's hung up on this life that he doesn't have anymore. And it's more about what Johnny is, but that's why we love this show, because they give us more of what we love of these characters, and he's growing as a character. He's not, he's not like that all the time. Yes, we get these funny moments with him, but this season we get to see a lot of growth out of, even more so than we did last season, I think, out of Johnny. But this episode, though, especially, like I said, and then Daniel gets the bright idea of putting on a show at the they got like a local fair, and he decides he's going to put on this karate show. Well, of course, Johnny hears about that, and he ain't going to have that. So Cobra Kai has to come in and outdo them. And of course,
Well, that was after the ad, though, because he took out the ad first.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm just trying to break down the episode here, but yeah, that's pretty much where we end up.
But the thing you're missing, though, is that that he gets two students that show up. Is all right, grab the cans of paint and we'll get to work on the fence. And
Russo,
yeah. And they had no patience for that. Said, screw you, we're not doing your yard work. So, and he's trying to figure out a way to reach these kids. So that's where the idea of putting on the exhibition comes from.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's because that's what pisses off Johnny to begin with, is because he says it's for free. The Miyagi-Do karate is, Daniel does. And then when the kids show up and he's trying to get them to do yard work and housework and stuff, they think that it's, oh, you're just trying to get kids to do yard work for you. That's how it's free, kind of thing.
Yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
so anyway, they're in the middle, right in the middle of the exhibition. They're upstaged by Cobra Kai. But there's the whole thing about the ice. The big finale was going to be breaking the 5 sheets of ice.
Karate Kid 2, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so good. I really want to see that too.
And
they just come in and they're like, nope, we're gonna do our thing and we're gonna have pyrotechnics and we're awesome and yeah.
And then at the end, the very tail end, the shot of the ice melting, like Daniel's hopes of Miyagi-Do melting away.
Yeah, very symbolic there. Yeah.
So yeah, great episode. Like I said, the juxtaposing of the two different styles, the very tranquil kind of disciplined style of Miyagi-Do versus the very flashy sort of in your face style of Cobra Kai.
Yeah, and this is the official moment where there is an official, what do you call it, between the two dojos?
Like a declaration of war.
Yeah, declaration of war basically between the two dojos. This has officially happened in this episode, because now Miyagi-Do is officially off the ground. He's announced that he's taking new students, takes a shot at Cobra Kai in his commercial. So, of course, Johnny takes it very personally. And I believe it's also in this episode, too, where Kreese also points out that Robbie is the one student that he should have in his class that he doesn't. And isn't this also the episode then where the boys figure out who Robbie is?
Yeah. Well, but there's also this great moment, though, between Miguel and Johnny, where they're having a burger with. He's having a burger with him. So see that across.
Well, yeah, that's where he's explaining, the situation. Yeah,
but you do see that Johnny does have regrets when it comes to Robbie. He desperately wants to make it right, but I don't think he knows how.
Well, for context, because this actually kind of calls back, I think, to the first episode of the season, where the boys get all pissy because they like, well, it was fine and dandy to be taking cheap shots and cheating when it was anybody else, but as soon as it was Robbie, then it was a problem, and they didn't get that, and Johnny got all pissy with them. Well, then when Miguel was bringing Johnny some food over because his mom made him some dinner or whatever, he went to put it in the fridge and he saw a picture of Robbie when he was a kid, when he's younger, on Johnny's fridge, and he put 2 and 2 together, and then Hawk and him, they did a little bit of research and figured out that Robbie was actually Johnny's son. And when he confronted Johnny about it, Johnny got pissy with him again. And this, of course, confused Miguel and kind of started some of the other students off on this road it's going to make it, again, more setup and paying off later. That's going to have, repercussions down the road with some of the other students. But to get back where Rob was saying, and then you could take over again, Johnny knows he was a little rough on the boys, especially Miguel, because Kreese points out, you don't have your son, but you better hope you don't lose that Mexican. He's like, he's not Mexican, he's Victorian or whatever. He's like, yeah. Whatever. Like, that's typical Kreese too. Yeah.
And it's so much of the time too.
So then Johnny's like, fuck, you know, I gotta explain to Miguel now what's going on. So yeah, so then where you were at, Rob, where he takes him to this restaurant across from the hospital. Go ahead.
Yeah, he said, he explains to him. He goes, "That's where Robbie was born. His wife was in labor for 17 hours, and he had just lost his father. He was just not, and he was not ready to become a father, and it just freaked him out.
Lost his mother and his stepdad.
Mother and
Deserted.
step. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, and like I said, he someone who literally has no family to speak of, and now he was going to have his own family. I could see how that would really traumatize someone. Like I said, I don't know someone who doesn't know, and like I said, I don't have any kids. No,
Well, and he leaves out the fact that the only family he kind of did have after that was Kreese, and Kreese disappointed
like I said,
too. Yeah.
Like I said, like I said, if I don't have any kids myself, but if I was about to become a father for the first time, I certainly would have those reservations. It's a very personal kind of thing. It's very relatable. I think a lot of people can connect to this, which is why it works so well. You have that emotional connection between Johnny and Robbie. Like I said, if things had turned out differently, fathers and sons, a father's always supposed to be there for his son, supposed to guide him. And and sometimes your son pulls away from you through really no fault of your own, and now Johnny has a surrogate son through Miguel. He says, well, I screwed things up with my real son, maybe I can make it right with him.
And it's a mirror though to him and Kreese too.
Yeah, the student-mentor relationship. Yeah,
because like he said, I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did, and not only that, I'm still learning, because he's trying to be that mentor that Kreese was for him, but he doesn't want to make the same mistakes that Kreese did, and in turn vicariously make the same mistakes by teaching Miguel the wrong way and the other students. And it's very poignant, and they're pointing out that this episode does show that Johnny has had a lot of growth since the last season. And just the between the Mexican comment, the scene with Miguel talking about the whole situation at the hospital. Oh, thank you, Drunk 3PO, for the $4.99 super chat. Love the stream. This was a great series. Yes, it was, and we appreciate that because we have been demonetized. So that's all.
Again already. Is YouTube pulling this thing with you guys where there's no ad revenue since like the 1st of May?
It's been a while, yeah, and revenue's just gone.
No, I mean like 0. It's showing 0, and I had like $100 in super chats on the second, and it's showing nothing.
Oh, I'm still having a small amount, but it's going down increment.
Oh no, mine says it's from starting May. Let's see, on my AdSense, it says starting May 5th, 0. Just completely 0. May 1st, 2nd, 0. It's just 0. And like I'm getting like 20,000, 30,000 views a day. I should have at least a penny, right? Especially when I had like $100 in super chats on a day. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. So
we're trying to.
We'll find out in a month.
Well.
But yes, thank you again, Drunk 3PO, for that. Oh yeah, there's a cha-ching. So, Micah, anything else that we haven't? I mean, anything you want to discuss from the episode we have brought up, or any things we haven't brought up yet?
It's like the loudest car in the world drives by. It was such a good episode because you can definitely see they're trying to build up the teamwork, between like within the dojos. They're trying to build up a lot of that. There's just so much good stuff in this. Like this episode was a lot shorter, even though like they did pack so much in. I still love I love the reaction of the kids after they see Daniel's ad. They're like, oh my god, he took a shot at us, because that's so typical. Like that's what kids would be, especially his little snake in the grass comment in the ad. There, it's like, yeah, you're kind of calling them out. You're taking shots at them. You're what do you expect, right? But man, there's just so many good stuff, and of course it's funny with Johnny finally getting a computer. It's a little unbelievable to think he wouldn't have a computer at all after all these years, but I don't know. It's like
Look
he
at
would
my
at
brother.
least.
He has a
Yeah, but Johnny's only like what 45, 50 something. I don't know, 50 something.
well, you'd be surprised. Some people want no part of it. They want
Yeah,
no
I
I
part
think
of the
suppose.
internet.
even though they're much older than what their characters were originally, well, not much, but a little bit older, I think they were all meant to have graduated in 84 or 85. So,
Yeah. All right. But yeah, it's no, it's just well done, like really good setup to everything.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, and we've got a lot to come because there's a lot that's going to be building up in the next few episodes. Lost Cause and I were just talking about some of it in the chat, but I think a lot of that doesn't start until the next episode. So, Rob, since you're the only one who hasn't seen past this episode, you're the only one who could do any kind of predictions or
I
what do you
suck at
think
it.
happen.
Well, like I said, we're gonna see. I think Kreese is definitely gonna undermine Johnny's authority. I think Kreese is gonna try to come in. He's gonna try to take over the dojo, and we're gonna see. And there's in later episodes, I think it's gonna come down to, like I said, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna say that it's Johnny is gonna need Daniel's help in taking down Kreese. That's what I think they're leading to. I think it's going to be. I think it's like I said. I think there's going to be this moment where Johnny's going to lose control. He's going to lose control of the dojo. He's going to lose control of the students. He's going to lose control over Miguel, and then he's going to have no choice but then to go to Daniel-san and say, and he's going to say, "Listen, I know we've had our differences, but I really need your help here." And I think both of them are going to have to try to take down Kreese. That's my prediction anyway. No spoilers in the chat if nobody if you've seen it.
Yeah, so. I was just reminding Techman Blade that you have not seen past episode 3, so I'm trying to get his pure prediction on it. And that's a very similar prediction to what I had before we even got to the season. I was pleasantly surprised. That's all I'm going to say. So we're going to move on to some more episodes soon as Rob gets to watch them more. Maybe we'll do them in these double episode chunks until we're done, maybe. And then the last episode will be on its own.
I'll probably watch a couple more tonight because it's that good.
It's amazing. I couldn't help it. I was like, I watched the first episode and I'm like, I can't go to bed now. I got to finish this now. You know, I'm like, I can't let this go. So I did. I sat for 5 hours straight, watched the whole thing that night.
It's only 10 episodes, right? So, I mean,
yeah, but it's 5 hours altogether, pretty much. It's like one 5-hour movie.
Yeah. And that's what's great about it. It has a good pacing to it too. That's the other thing. There's not a lot of it doesn't drag. The story moves at a nice clip. So you can watch a few episodes without feeling like you've actually spent 5 hours. I've been here this long.
So. Oh no, it clips along. And then, like I said, you get to that last episode and you're like, what? This should have been like 3 episodes. Yeah, like the last season. We said the same thing. Like that last episode felt very like rushed. You get the same kind of feeling this year too, trust me. But anyway, we'll get there.
I just wish they would release one a week because it feels like it's over and done with, especially since it happened like the day Endgame dropped. And now everybody just feels like they've moved on to like Game of Thrones and everything else. And that's why I hate when they just drop them all in one shot.
Let's be clear. This is a hit. It has well over 20 million views on its first episode. It was a big enough hit that even though YouTube Premium is supposed to be starting to show its shows, I guess they're going to keep Premium, but they're going to stagger the shows out. Like I believe this is going to be for free in August. So it's not going to be as long to wait to see it for free this time as it was before. They're going to shorten that window. And then season 3, I believe, starts next April. So yeah, it sucks we got a year to wait, but at least we're getting a season 3. I was panicked for a while there. I was like, no, don't take this away from me.
Well, still no news about the Orville season 3. So
I'm not so worried about the Orville. I think season 3. So any final thoughts about these 2 episodes, guys, before we call this one done? And maybe if Rob gets a couple more watched, maybe we'll do another one later on or something like that today. I know the channel's been really lagging lately. Sorry, guys. We've been so busy with everything else, too, and guesting on other people's channels and doing all kinds of stuff. So we're definitely going to get back on track and trying. We do have a little news too, so who knows? Maybe we'll have a regular show at some point in the next 2 days as well. So we'll try to. I've been really, really trying to work hard on Andre's promised Conan retrospective for how long now? I don't know. He's been promising that thing, but it's huge, guys. That's all I can say. It's fucking huge. So this is what you're waiting for.
I may have a few rants in me, so I recorded one.
Yeah, there's a few things I've seen that might get you going. So
I did record one a few days ago. Lawless teens in space.
Well, why isn't it not up yet, Rob?
Because I gotta load it up to the cloud for you. So we'll go through it. I'm trying to build a little suspense here.
I wish I could live on Rob's watch.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know what's going on in my brain. You really don't. It's scary in there. There's like orcs and there's
Kling orcs.
Like, hey, what's this?
It's better than having an Oopa band playing all the time.
Yeah. Ginger Lynn, what are you doing here? Never mind. Don't ask the question.
So, any final thoughts on these 2 episodes before we wrap it up here?
It's good. These are good episodes. This is a good show. If you haven't watched it, why haven't you watched it? If you like Karate Kid and still like the characters and still enjoy it, you're gonna like this show. It's not. I haven't heard one person who likes the Karate Kid and says, "Hey, yeah, it's great," except that series Cobra Kai sucked. Nobody says that. And it's not, this is nothing like what we've been getting with like Star Trek and Star Wars and Game of Thrones and everything else. This is actually really, really good. So just watch it.
I haven't met one person that dislikes this show. And just forget about Karate Kid fan.
Right? Yeah, just anybody, even people who didn't like the Karate Kid are watching Cobra Kai and they're like, yeah, it's bringing in new fans by having like the kids be, enough. You see them enough, but you don't see them too much and you don't see them too little, right? And that's,
we said this is how you reboot something.
Yeah, this is how you do it. I think this is why these don't get a whole lot of hits, because everybody just knows it's a good show. It is one of those things. It's like Rob always says, dog bites man isn't news, man bites dog is. So.
Well, yeah, but just to prove we're not getting paid by YouTube by any means, it's already been demonetized, and I can show a picture of it. People want to believe it or not.
I've been paid by YouTube in 5 days, and I'm kind of starting to now. So
I know what you're saying. I mean, to a point. I mean, I haven't looked at my.
Well, now they're saying now I'm like searching it on the side here. It's saying, oh, data temporarily unavailable, data processing. That's a lot of days for them to be processing. So I think they're messing with some crap behind the scenes.
Shenanigans.
The date when you want to know what's going on, of course, the data is unavailable. Of course. Mm-hmm.
Well, usually it takes them a couple of days to kind of get your AdSense and your super chats all tallied up and shit for the day, right? No, now it's taking them all week, probably because they did something and then they broke something. And I think something rolled out with the join button. So I don't know if you guys have the join button on yours or have it enabled, but
I've seen it.
What sub count?
I'd have to look.
But I do have that on mine, so I got that one finally set up and.
You have no idea how I don't know how to use this shit. Like, I really don't understand it.
Oh, I know. I'm the same way. I just have to kind of fiddle with it and hope I'm doing it right.
You have a much better grasp on this shit than I do. So, yeah, but here just to prove to everybody. There you go. We're still demonetized.
Live.
I wonder if your keywords. You can kind of look through your keywords.
I don't know. I messed with everything, but you'd think we're giving a positive review to one of their shows. Give me a break.
One thing I told Andre is you got to put the end. You got to do the end screen to make it people to easily subscribe and to look at another video. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing I.
Yes, yeah, that's the kind of thing I don't even know how to do really.
Oh, I just import mine.
It's in the creator studio.
Yeah, you can just like say, "Hey, I want this," and you can just. You don't even have to have like a card.
You should be dealing with like a lot of this shit, and that way I can just do my editing and crap.
No, it's when you upload it, it gives you the option. I mean, you said import it from another video, or you create a template for it. And like I said, it makes it easier for someone to subscribe, and that's why I recorded the new bumper. It's when it said "Stay tuned" because another video is coming right up. So that when you do put the end screen on there with the subscribe card and with the other video feature video, people could just another video coming right up, bang bang, click on that video, and then they stay on our channel.
Well, this is stuff we should be talking about after the show.
And stay on the channel, please. Please stay on the channel. We need you.
But anyway, we may be back later to talk some more Cobra Kai. So, anything to say besides that's anything related to Cobra Kai before we go? Because we've gotten way off the beaten path.
Well, if anyone wants to send me any Cobra Kai merch, I have a P.O. box. Shill plug. Oh, yeah, a shill for myself.
I know. I keep talking about getting one. I should for us. I don't know. I'm afraid what people will send us.
Well, someone's gonna send us a dead rat. How dare you not like Discovery?
Yeah, don't send me dead rats. Just kaiju. I like kaiju. That's what people have been sending me. Like I need to go get the Ghidorah like Tom has, because somebody sent me the Mothra. That's another thing. Like people don't like you. People don't really watch when you talk about positive stuff like kaiju and Cobra Kai, like, because we know it's wonderful, right?
Mm-hmm. Like I keep saying, man bites dog.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, Star Wars sucks now. That's news. Or Marvel sucks now. That's news. But
Catherine April says he's remonetized. Congratulations!
Hey, congratulations! Hey, yeah. We'll get an actual clock here. What the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
That works too. There we go.
Or even. He gets the full effect of
Well, we've been trying to help him get monetized for how long now?
For a couple of months, actually.
Yeah.
Since they changed the monetization stuff, right?
And hopefully he can get a better setup so he can join us and stuff and all that kind of stuff. So he's been doing a lot of videos about us lately while in Ketwalski or whatever, but yeah.
See, I don't give these idiots clicks when they make hate videos about me. I don't even bother.
Well, I kind of tried, like I hate this YouTube beef bullshit. So between Laura and a few others, they're like bugging the hell out of us. I'm like, all right, fine. I talked to Ketwalski directly finally after, because short story long, he went and did a video where he was blasting us because we never got a hold of him. Well, I'm like, yo, dude, I tried getting a hold of you. You have no DMs on your Twitter, or you must have to be open them up or whatever. So then he finally got a hold of me and took down the video, and we've been having a rapport since then. That's all I'm going to say on that. So.
Well, that reminds me, I still haven't gotten back to him.
I told him to get a hold of you because I said, you know, some of the ins and outs of this a little bit better than me. So
making a hate video about me is like the quickest way to get me to never say your name, never watch.
Normally I wouldn't, but this Ketwalski guy, he has a lot of people that are really pushing it, and he does do decent work outside of that. And that's kind of what I was trying to remind him is like, dude, you're like totally disregarding all the other work we do, basically. And it gets kind of, the only thing that really bothered me was like, we don't just make shit up, because if we're going to just make shit up, it'd be a hell of a lot more salacious and entertaining than the shit we're reporting. Because it's like, it just makes no sense. But that's just kind of where it all started. And from there, and he's a somewhat decent guy. And I know Rob was a fan of him before. So, that was kind of one of the things where I said, I was like, look, dude, it's not good to have beef in a community. If you have questions, we'll gladly answer them as best we can. And then we kind of started a little correspondence or whatever to where, he'll have some questions for you that I really couldn't answer directly. So anyhow, that's what that.
If he's listening out there, I'll get back. Tell him I'll get back to you as soon as
I don't know if he's listening. Sorry, I did tell him that you.
Sorry if I neglected that. So yeah, like I said, you don't want to know what's going on in this noggin of mine. So,
are you having some issues that we need to talk about, Rob, or is it just quick?
Oh no.
Stuff.
just this. Like I said, yeah. If you could peer into my brain, like I said, Batman would be duking it out with Sam Kinison over.
Oh, I ain't too worried.
It's like the Dylan song, if my dreams could be seen, they'd probably put my head inside a guillotine or something. Like, you guys don't want to know what's going on in my head.
I was say, yeah, between me and Mecca, I'd be like, yeah, Rob, that's cute. No, no, I'm not trying to diminish anything that's going on with Rob in his mind. Because that's why we love him and that's why we need him here. So don't change it. At least unless it's unhealthy. If you need to get help, get help. But I'm not going to stop you from that.
You need an adult.
Yeah.
I want to say don't get help, but
no, like it's like I said, it's more. I always say I'm just disturbed enough to be interesting. So
it works. You're like a mildly disturbed, so you're almost harmless. Basically.
Let me ask you, both of you and everybody in the chat. If I was completely 100% normal, would I be interesting? No.
You just be the voice guy.
I'd be like everybody else.
Normal's boring.
Documentaries all the time, and it'd be kind of weird and awkward.
Somebody told me the other night I sound like Seth MacFarlane. So I'm like, really? I don't think so.
I don't know about that. No, he's got a pretty distinctive voice.
I do fancy myself as the Brian in my family, not the dog, but sort of the smartest one.
Well, no, you have a pretty distinct voice, so I don't know about that. I mean, I don't even get the people who are like, "Oh, you sound like Monday Matt." I'm like, I don't get it. Not unless you do Monday Matt voice. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on over here? Monday Matt, how's it going out there? Hey, how you doing? Hey, everybody, Monday.
But they have a different timbre.
That sounds like
you're from the west, or he's from the west, and you're from the east, so that I can catch that right away, being from dead center in America.
I was about to say, Mecca, do I sound too much like him?
Yeah. I just ate, so
only if he does it for a few seconds. If he keeps talking, though, that's where I'm like, I don't understand why people get him messed up, because I've had to edit the two of them at the same time. It's like, it's not that difficult.
No, it's not. No.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I've listened to the two of y'all for so long, and then so I don't know. But anyway,
see, Natasha in chat says that Rob has a great voice and Tom is hilarious as well, and you two are a great match.
I don't have a good voice. I can do voices here and there and stuff like that, but I went and shot my voice to shit.
It's just me.
That's helpful on YouTube.
I used to have a radio voice, but yeah, it's not my real voice.
Oh, to see the Wolf Man. How y'all doing?
Hey, baby.
Baby. Oh, this is the Wolf Man coming to you from Mexicali, 50,000 watts of power. All right, never mind. I can't do. I do a Red Fox impression, but I can't do it right now.
So. Wolfman's not too hard. You just gotta get down there, right in the gut. And then
Alpha J 3.0. Before coming to this channel, I assume Rob was normal. The way he does videos on the main channel. Abnormal Rob rocks. Abby somebody. I'm Abby somebody.
Trust me, it was quite a surprise. Well, it wasn't a complete surprise because I'd seen a couple of his Robot Shlomo videos, I think, before I actually met you, but it was a little bit more of it was a little not off-putting, what's the word I'm looking for? It caught me by surprise, I guess is the best way to put it. To just hear you like a normal person, not doing your Midnight's Edge voice.
I know, it's so weird. Like I can confirm that a little bit coming in a little later to the podcast and stuff, because I'd listened to you guys for so long, and it was just like weird. I'm like, oh, okay, these are just normal people, like, but not normal, like weird.
Hey,
people.
Normal people. Hey, take that back.
No, not like normal people. But...
That disgusts me.
I am a repeat offender. I shall offend again. So
I repeat, I will offend again.
All right, everybody. We dragged this on long enough.
Yes, we have, but nobody's gonna watch this late into the routine. So but we might be back a little later. Holy, I'm getting a thunderstorm out here. Ugh.
It's been raining all day. Actually, I had to go up. I had to get the ladder out, go and clean out the gutter.
It's raining.
So 73 and sunny today.
Lucky you.
In Vegas, it's gonna be like what 115 at night in the shade.
73 and sunny. Don't make me hate you, please.
Now, if anybody out there from Cobra Kai or YouTuber listening, put this bastard on Blu-ray. Come on, give us some special features. Let's do it. Give
Or
me
merch, jackets, hats.
there is merch. Did you see that underneath the video? And those dirty bastards aren't big enough for my fat ass. I mean, I can squeeze my ass into the 3XL, but I just
see. Do they have like the sleeveless shirt? Because I really like the Cobra Kai sort of shirts.
They have a few different things. I think they had a couple different sweatshirts, a T-shirt, and some other the gym bag.
Yeah, I need the merch. I want the merch. But man, I just can't afford anything anymore because I gotta save up for the Vegas trip because it's gonna be like super expensive. Just because the trip's paid for doesn't mean like They have a Taco Bell that has a bar on the strip.
Do you really want to subject yourself to Taco Bell?
I like Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell, and I used to work there.
I did too.
One of the first bits I ever wrote was that Taco Bell always ends up the same way. You like screaming in the bathroom, why do I do this myself? Your roommate comes in, hey man, I'm going out. Yeah, can you pick me up a Baja Gordita on your way back? Oh, thanks. Oh God, I hate myself.
Just being jealous, you can't have Taco Bell.
I'm not Taco Bell. I just choose not to.
See you, Mecca.
Yeah, I have the Teespring thing open. I can have Teespring stuff. I just don't have any designs yet. Yeah, see, I want the stuff like what they wear in the show. I want the.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have the towel and stuff.
Well,
you have the bag though.
The bag's actually.
Well, no, like I want like the shirt that comes to like right to about to there because I like those instead of having like a full on T-shirt.
Yeah, they don't give you a chance to, but you could make it into a sleeveless if you wanted to.
Yeah, I probably could roll them up.
Either way.
All right, everybody. So if you wanted,
we're really not like paid or plugging the show at all. Seriously,
no, we're not.
I showed you guys. We're still demonetized. If that was the case, don't you think YouTube would be like, "Oh, we got to put them at the top of the list"?
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway. So if you like what we do, should we wrap it here or should we not?
Should we wrap it?
Yeah, we might do a regular show or another review here in a little bit. I'm thinking more like a regular show.
Well, we have enough news for a regular show. There was a lot of.
Yeah. So if Rob's up to it, maybe we'll be back here in a little bit.
All right. What's a little bit?
I don't know, 15, 20.
All right. Well, I gotta get jacked full of caffeine then. So.
Or you want to go get ice cream after you get back from ice cream?
I don't think I've been laying off the ice cream lately.
I got the best ice cream finally. It's I think it's like a Toy Story something or other, but it's like churro ice cream. So good. Oh, it's like cinnamon churros, of course. It tastes like donuts with like a mushy sort of graham cracker thing in there too. It's so good. Oh my God.
Right. See, Mecca and I could be good friends over the internet, but if we lived together, she'd make me fatter and dead.
I would drive you nuts.
No, you'd get you kill me because of my diabetes. Be like dead because like you eat so much awesome shit. I'd be like dying. And it's great food. It's like I can't eat that shit.
And if I lived close to Mecca, she'd probably call me, Rob, can you come over and help me hang a shelf from?
I don't see Mecca being that kind of. No, if she did that, she had alternative motives.
And of course, I'd go over and do it because that's kind of the guy I am.
No. You go over and do it because you're probably getting laid.
I need some posters hung up. Actually, I still have them.
Yeah, maybe a few things, but I doubt. Yeah, she don't seem like she's that incapable. She's got ulterior motives if she's having to come do something like that.
I'm usually pretty blunt, though, right? I think. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, you'd come over, Rob, want to come over and have sex? I'm like, what? Wait,
yeah,
what?
You got a point. Yeah, I'm bored and horny.
Wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Where's the whole thing about small favors? I need to work up to that.
It won't be weird because we don't have to work with each other in the same building. So come on.
Lord.
I think it's weird right now. Working on the internet.
I'm just fucking around, you guys.
No, I'm just teasing.
All right, let's close this
out.
Let's
wrap this up before it gets really awesome. All right, you like what we do? Like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Over the main channel, like, subscribe, click the bell icon over there. Patreon, bloopers, outtakes, lost episodes, behind the edge making videos, my 10-minute stand-up special, and more. Support the channel for the little as a dollar a month. You don't have the means to do that. Like, subscribe, click the bell icons, save, and share with your friends, because we cannot do this without you. Mecca, tell them about your channel.
I am MechaRandom42. I have the join button now, so please join my channel for like the exclusive emojis. I complain about Star Wars, Star Trek, Avengers, yeah, all the geek stuff. And I might be getting a dildo sponsorship.
Oh, God. Oh, my.
I don't know yet. That was the new thing. That's the new thing. That's the next show, I think. We'll talk about that on the next show.
If you've been saying you want a riding crop and leather gloves, do you want me to talk to my spiritual advisor about that? She might have some
I need it for when I'm doing the Mary Sue articles. I'm like, I don't want to be like clapping all the time, but I want to hit something because they make me so mad.
Cobra Kai never dies.
Right.
All right, kids. Well, this is that's you just got a preview of the porn podcast actually right now. So
And now we are going to get demonetized because this is the actual soundtrack. They'll hit us for sure.
we had to talk over, make it transformative.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's YouTube. They'll pick it out.
Oh, screw them. Those guys. I hate YouTube.
This is called.
I can't say I hate you. I love YouTube, especially their monetization algorithm.
Don't ban me, YouTube. And your channel isn't even monetized. Have you even tried to get monetized?
No, actually, I haven't. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't like. I had no idea. Like, monetization. I'm like, really? You can make money off of this? Oh, who knows?
Do it, Rob. So I have to quit paying you so much. I can't.
Oh yeah,
$10 a month anymore.
And I still have to go fund me if you guys want to throw money to me too.
Yeah, Rob and I are talking about it, so we'll try and get you guys some dates on that. But for now, we'll give some money to Mecca. She'll throw your thingy in the. There you go. You did it.
Dildos ain't cheap, people. So.
And I've been trying to raise money for the GoPro so I can film everything while I'm in Vegas.
All right,
all right, kids.
Take care. We'll be back in a little bit. Let's get some caffeine into Rob.